All right, so now we're at the point in the Predator movies where we got to the AVP movies. Next week we will talk about AVP Rec Room and be done with this series of reviews, which I don't really say to be like, oh fuck this shit, like I'm done with it. Not necessarily. I do enjoy doing these reviews, but these movies aren't good, and isn't good either. Um, man, where do I begin with this one? So first of all, I've never seen this movie before, so I watched the theatrical cut, which I usually do with movies. If there's like a director's cut that I know is widely claimed as better, I'll usually just watch that. But if it's like an unrated version, I usually don't. So there is an unrated version of this movie, but I also didn't realize that this movie wasn't rated R because it's just I never had interest in really watching this movie because I've just kind of always heard over the years that AVP movies are really good, and I definitely felt that while watching this. Um, this movie felt like someone who was very influenced by the first movie and John Carpenter's The Thing, right? Because there's kind of some in this Antarctica base and stuff, like all that kind of stuff. You see some of those elements in this movie. Um, I'm like, okay, but it just felt so like lifeless to me. Like aside from a cute few action scenes where the AVP and Predator fight or whatever, it's like okay, it's got some gore in it, but not enough because it's PG-13, which I'm not really sure why they ever decided to make that decision. Uh, but yeah, they did, and it just doesn't really work here. I really don't like what they've done here with this movie. Honestly, it just feels so lifeless. I don't really enjoy any of the characters, and I felt like okay, if you're gonna do one of these versus movies, either just be a really good movie with great action scenes and make the plot kind of work to it, or be so silly and goofy like Freddy versus Jason, where yeah, that movie's shit, but I kind of have a good time. This I don't really have a good time. I'm mostly just bored throughout it, and I'll probably never watch it again. Also, this movie is very weird. So apparently, I found out these movies aren't canon, which I didn't even realize until the opening credit popped up, and it was like, "Oh, this movie's set in 2004." How is Alien set in years into the future, and they don't have any reference to what a xenomorph is? Like, yeah, like I don't know why they decided to not make these canon, other than maybe Ridley Scott was really against having the AVP movies be canon to his world. Because, I mean, as much as I like the Predator movies, and most of us watching this video do, we gotta admit, the Alien movies are a whole different beast. They're a little bit more serious, they have actual, like, themes and stuff, where the Predator movies are just kind of like a fun action movie from its very inception from that first movie. So, kind of connecting it to Alien is kind of like G.I. Joe versus Transformers. When does it work the best? In the comic books. Can you do it in a movie? Sure. But it would take a lot of work to really make it work. And so I could imagine Ridley Scott, who, created this is his baby, maybe didn't feel always the best about really connecting these two worlds sometimes. And I could understand that feeling. I do think that maybe if you just had a little bit more oversight, maybe it would have worked out a little bit better, but it is what it is. I do love these movies, even if they are very flawed. Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.